The opinions expressed in the following program are not necessarily those of Eastlink Community TV, its sponsors, or partners.
So my name is Zoe Dauphiné and I am proud to represent West Nipissing East Sudbury.
Heidi Fry, I'm from Wellington County.
My name is Loretta Higgins and I'm representing Huron County this week at the IPM.
I'm Miranda McCollum and I'm representing Elgin County.
My name is Maggie Robinson. I'm from Bruce County and I live outside Ripley.
Since 1960, there has been a Queen of the Furrow at the International Plowing Match and Rural Expo. As a brand ambassador, the Queen is expected to attend functions across the province, promoting the Ontario Plowmen's Association and agriculture as a whole. The young women who take part in this competition are as varied as the regions of the province they represent. Some come from multi-generational farms, while others simply embrace living in rural Ontario. We meet 5 of these extraordinary women as they compete to become the Queen of the Furrow. On a beautiful fall day in Verner, Ontario, 18 women from across the province have gathered to start their quest to be crowned the 2019-2020 Queen of the Furrow. They have already passed one hurdle to get here. Each had to be named their plowing district's representative to earn a shot at the provincial title. And each one has their own reason to want to be the Queen of the Furrow.
So I want to be the Ontario Queen of the Furrow because to me it's not all about the sash and the tiara. To me it's representing an organization that I'm already so proud to be a part of. So like I said, I'm a 3rd generation plower, so I grew up with all the plowmen and I know my ins and outs.
Being the Ontario Queen of the Furrow would be amazing, and it's such a great leadership opportunity that you get to interact with various communities around Ontario, connect with the agriculture communities, connect with the urban communities, and kind of bring them together and promote agriculture.
I want to be the Ontario Queen of the Furrow because, like I said, I want to get agriculture into education. I want to go to more urban settings and explain what agriculture is so more people understand and can appreciate what it is we do. Because coming from a rural community, I moved to an urban community for school, so I understand what both aspects of life are like. But someone living in downtown Toronto might not get that experience, and I want to share it to them because agriculture is awesome.
I'm competing because I love talking about agriculture. It's one of my passions. I'm going to school for it, and the Ontario Queen of the Furrow gets to attend many different events such as the Plowing Match and promote agriculture and talk to people that might not be exposed to it.
I want to be Queen of the Furrow because we've never had an Ontario Queen of the Furrow from Northern Ontario, and I feel that it gives me a step up to represent the Northern agriculture through Ontario as I travel all the plowing matches.
While many of the girls are currently studying agriculture or agronomy at Guelph University or its Ridgetown campus, others have already graduated or are still trying to figure out their future.
So I was at the college in nursing, in the nursing program, and I wasn't really feeling it, and then the opportunity came up to be an electrical apprentice, so I jumped right on it and it ended up being great. I enjoy every second of it.
What they all have in common is a deep commitment to agriculture and the people who depend on it.
So my main involvement within the agriculture community is the Ontario Plowmen's Association, but when I'm not with them, I'm very active in 4-H, and a few of my friends and I are thinking about coming up with a junior farmers for Bruce County.
I've raised on large cash crop and livestock operation, so I've been born and raised on the farm, and currently I'm in school at Ridgetown campus taking agriculture for a future in the agriculture industry.
So I'm actually pretty involved in agriculture at home. I'm in 4-H clubs, I volunteer at the local community garden, I help out at fairs, and I just love to volunteer around my county and around Guelph too.
Well, I was raised on a farm. My family has a custom retail business, so we do custom spraying. We also sell seed, fertilizer, chemicals, that sort of thing. And I've been walking fields for almost as long as I can remember.
Just shy of 4 years I've been working on a dairy farm, so I've been doing that. I've also done a high school co-op with the Ministry of Agriculture here in Verner, and that's what really kicked me off in this agriculture journey.
The very first Queen of the Furrow was Linda Prong. She was crowned in 1960. At the 50th anniversary of the Queen of the Furrow program held at the IPM in St. Thomas, she recalled how things were different for her as a contestant.
We still had to give the speech. We did not have to plow that first year. We just plowed at the county level, And we had 2 quizzes. One was on the parts of a tractor and a plow, and the other one was on soil structures, different soils, erosion and causes, this type of thing.
Another former Queen of the Furrow is Sheila Marshall, who today is president of the Ontario Plowmen's Association. She was crowned in 1973 and has many fond memories of her reign.
I won it in Lambton County, and I promoted the region of Halton County. That was one of the best years of my life. I got to meet so many people, travel places that I'd never ever traveled, got to have my first plane ride, got to drive in the 401, and in those days, that was pretty special. I got to network with a lot of different people, but I also have a lot of friends that are still in Halton County. And that's the part that you remember most, is the people that you meet and the memories that you keep. And that's something nobody can take away from you.
She too has seen many changes to the program and the young women who take part.
The girls that are taking part now are much older. We've also increased the age limit. The age limit used to be 16, but we had to increase it to be so that the girl turns 19 in the year of the IPM, mainly because of insurance reasons and things like that.
They will need that maturity. As the Queen tours the province promoting the International Plowing Match, they are not only improving attendance at the match, they are improving themselves.
The Queen of the Furrow program gives the girls the opportunity to broaden their aspects of agriculture. It broadens their personality, their everything about them. It brings out, if a shy girl happens to win the Ontario Queen of the Furrow, it gets her that she has to learn how to speak to people. She has to learn how to approach people, be approached, answer any questions that are coming, smile, just be happy and have a great time.
One of those girls that has improved themselves is the reigning Queen of the Furrow, Derica Nata. The Tavistock native has been across the province promoting the IPM in Verner.
It's been such a rewarding experience. I've had the best time of my life. I've gotten to travel all across Ontario. I know every single small town now. I've been able to go to farm shows, conventions, meetings. Basically anywhere they needed me, I was there. So it's been so much fun.
She too believes she is a better person after winning the title.
Honestly, if you saw me a year ago, 2 years ago, I'm not the same person. So I've just been able to learn so many personal skills. I'm just a better public speaker. I've just been, just all my skills have just been improved. So this is just something I can take along with me. I'm going to be a naturopathic doctor, and so the people skills and connections will just be great.
To become the Queen of the Furrow, contestants have several hurdles to clear. It starts with a panel interview on Thursday morning. Then there is much more to do.
They have to plow a piece of land, and then tomorrow they have speeches, and then at nighttime, top 5 have to do an impromptu question.
Each contestant is scored on their abilities in each category. Plowing is worth up to 100 points. Appearance and deportment is worth 200 points. The interview and their speech is worth 250 points each. And finally, the impromptu question the night of the crowning is worth 40 more points. Winning the title starts with getting your hands dirty. Each contestant is given a plot of land and a plowing coach, with the goal of being the best plow woman.
Straightness is important in every aspect, right from the start to the finish. When you start plowing, the crown, right to your finish. And uniformity and conform with one another. Each furrow should be equal. You don't know whether you're plowing a 1, 2, 3, 4, or 5 furrow plow. It should be uniform and conform with one another.
Brandon Crow is Zoe Dauphinet's plowing coach. He's been plowing since he was 9 years old and now teaches young 4-H members how to do it. While he has the technical know-how, the girls have a crucial job as well.
So really you're just trying to teach them to drive straight, drive uniform and stuff like that, make sure they keep the tractor in the same spot at all times.
While the girls plow on, there are many starts and stops. Plowing coaches have bragging rights on the line, and they want to get this right.
So you're measuring the width of the furrow so they look uniform and the same. You're measuring depth. You got your levers and your top link here that you got to make sure for your adjustments that are to the proper measurements.
This isn't a race. Slow and steady wins the competition. During her opening split, Maggie Robinson runs into trouble.
Yeah, I did lose hydraulics halfway through my opening split, so that was interesting to work through, but we got it back.
The event attracts onlookers who are a cross-section of family and friends of the contestants, as well as people visiting the plowing match. Sheila Marshall believes seeing the young women driving tractors and breaking the land helps to break down stereotypes of not only who is a farmer, but also who is the queen of the furrow.
A lot of them think it's the queen of the dirt, which is the big joke. But it's not a thing, oh, it's just somebody that wears a crown and a sash and gets to drive around in a car. But then once they talk to her and they find out, first of all, how intelligent they are. They're really intelligent young women. They get to travel all across the province of Ontario to represent West Nipissing for this year, but also to talk to anybody about any agricultural issues, about anything about life, and it really broadens the girls' perspective as well as the people in the area, especially here. It's only been here twice since north of Barrie in the 102 years that the IPM has been going. So it's a real learning curve for everybody, including us.
As the women finish their plowing, the judges go to work. Derek Anata has been through this process before and describes what the judges are looking for.
They'll be judged on how even it is, how flat it is, how defined the furrows are, and of course how straight it is.
Meanwhile, Zoe Dauphiné has finished her plowing as well, and her coach is pleased.
I feel she did really good. She drove nice and straight, which made my job easier as a coach, and she did a good job, and she drove nice and easy so I could adjust the plow when it needed to be adjusted, and she stopped when I wanted her to and left when I told her to.
Afterwards, each contestant is happy with how their plowing went.
I think my plowing went really well. So I'm actually a third-generation plower. So I actually know how to do everything and I can run the plow by myself. So yeah, I think my plowing went really well.
Plowing went well. I've only plowed once, and that was at our plowing match last year. This year I just went one round, so when I got here I didn't know what to expect, but I had an amazing coach that helped me along the way, and it went really well. I went straight, so that was my main goal.
My plowing, I also think went really well. I had Lucas Townsend as my coach, and he's competing this week and next week in Durham at the Nationals Plowing Championship. And I had his grandfather, George Townsend, who actually helped start and run our local OPA at Huron County. So they're both very well experienced plowers, and I just listened to their feedback and drove straight, and hopefully it all turns out well.
I had an amazing plow coach. I can't complain about that, and he helped me set everything up. It looked pretty straight when I was done, so I'm excited to see the results.
The plowing went great, honestly. I had an amazing coach, great tractor, great plow, helped me a lot, and I think I did pretty good.
When we return to Queen of the Furrow, it's time to hear the ladies' speeches, but no one was prepared for this. The next day, the contestants returned to Tent City to begin the next stage of the competition. On the main stage, each of the young women will give a speech involving agriculture. Jean-Guy Séguin is a retired dairy farmer who is one of the judges. He knows exactly what he is looking for.
Looking for the delivery, how they deliver, how at ease they are with the crowd, the topic that they're covering, how it pertains to today's industry, today's realities of the industries, and general industries, not just cash cropping or anything. It's the whole agricultural gamut.
So our next contestant today is Miranda McCullum. Miranda has had the pleasure of representing the Elgin County Plowmen's Association. She is currently in her second year studying agriculture at the University of Guelph Ridgetown campus. Once she finishes her schooling, she hopes to be a leader in the agricultural industry. Miranda has come from a farming background as her family operates a cash crop and livestock operation in Iowa Station. When not helping out on the farm, Miranda enjoys playing soccer, volleyball, and competitive figure skating. Miranda is a former Wallace Town Fair ambassador and is now playing an active role in the Fair Board. Please welcome Miranda.
Fields to forks, farm to plate. We need to communicate. Honorable judges, fellow competitors, ladies and gentlemen. In this day of high-speed communications, we as young agriculturalists need to be out front with a positive message and emphasize the practices that we employ provide a safe, reliable, and affordable source of food, fuel, and fiber. Social media has allowed the transmission of misinformation about a range of agricultural practices. Since today's society is so far removed from modern agriculture, it is very easy to get the wrong impression of what happens within the industry. Image is everything, and we must be cognizant of the visitors coming onto the farm or industry, as we need to make sure there's no room for mistakes or shortcuts, real or perceived. It is so simple for outsiders that are unfamiliar with the business to snap a picture or type out a 280-word message, and it will be shared with the world in a matter of seconds. That being said, it is so easy to put a negative spin on something that is so responsible, respectful, and sustainable. To counter some of this negative press, we need to do a far better job communicating the facts in a convincing and polite manner. Take the Fresh Air Farmer as an example. For an entire year, he posted a picture of his own family farm operation. By doing this, he was able to put out a positive spin of the day-to-day happenings of an active Ontario farmer, which in turn engaged and educated thousands and thousands of individuals. These are only a few examples of how we, as a like-minded community, can communicate a positive message about the agricultural industry. So fields to forks, farm to plate, we need to communicate.
My speech went well. I practiced a lot, so when I got up there, it was a lot easier to just kind of say it, and it went well. Everything I wanted to say, I got to say, and stumbled a bit, but it's the nerves that get the best of everybody.
So our next contestant is Loretta Higgins. Loretta is thrilled to be representing the Huron County Plowmen's Association both in this year and past year. Currently in her third year at the University of Guelph, Loretta hopes to pursue a job in healthcare field where she is finished when she is finished with her schooling. Outside of the Queen of the Furrow program, Loretta enjoys playing hockey, soccer, and baseball, and broomball whenever she can, and participating in her local 4-H clubs. In the summer, she also is keeping busy by tending to her vegetable garden and is raising a small flock of chickens. In addition to helping out at her family beef farm, Loretta is thankful for her time at Huron County as Huron County's queen and is excited to see what's coming out. Oh, please welcome Loretta.
A, B, C, D, E, F, G, 1, 2, 3, 4. An object in motion will stay in motion unless acted upon by an unopposed force. There's hydrogen and helium, lithium, beryllium. A squared plus B squared equals C squared. Le petit cochon, je veux entrer, je veux entrer. Ladies and gentlemen, my fellow contestants, Queen Erica, and honorable judges. These are some snippets of some valuable things I learned in elementary and secondary school. However, in my first year of university, I learned another valuable thing. When you say you live on a farm, people have no idea what that means. Questions I got asked when I say I live on a farm. Oh, so you're from the country. Does that mean you use hydro? Do you drive a tractor to school? Do you ever ride your cows? And my personal favorite, you have a well for water? Like you go with a bucket to get your water? This very quickly opened my eyes that agriculture needs to be taught in our education. However, I realized that not everyone has the want or the ability to attend post-secondary education. So imagine how much stronger our agriculture industry would be if agriculture was taught in funded education. The area I grew up is made up of mostly farm kids who would have loved a class where they could talk about all the acres they farmed, machinery that they've driven, and all the crazy things that happen on the farm. Incorporating agriculture into education could also improve their farm. Agriculture is not just baling hay and milking cows. There's a lot of behind-the-scenes work. Agriculture accounting would be a great addition, as there's usually personal, crops, and animal accounts when using co-op stores or feed supply stores. Teaching a pesticide and herbicide course could go a long way, as many farmers choose to spray their crops, and using this course, they could use cost and environmental factors. Even just doing a plant and animal care course would go a long way to helping our small town farmers. I'm not just thinking about rural communities with this, though. What about those living in urban communities that want to branch out and learn about agriculture? As GMO, antibiotics, and steroid use becomes more prevalent in social media, urban communities are dying to know these answers. Having these courses in school would help those living in urban communities learn firsthand what it's like to grow a plant and animal for an agriculture purpose. Also, incorporating events going to IPM, the Royal Winter Fair, would also increase their knowledge of the wonders of agriculture. They say there is 4 jobs out there for every 1 person looking in agriculture. So having agriculture and education would help more people be exposed to that career path and help fill those jobs. This would also encourage people with different backgrounds to enter the agriculture field and make the agriculture field even stronger than it is today. Thank you.
I thought my speech went really well. I got a lot of good feedback that my speech was on an interesting topic because I talked about how agriculture should be incorporated into our education because going away to university, I realized that a lot of people don't understand what agriculture means.
In high school, Heidi spoke to several classes about modern agriculture and won the Dugard Campbell Memorial Award for Agricultural Leadership. She is currently in her 2nd year at the University of Guelph Ridgetown campus to continue to learn about modern agriculture. At school, she is also the member of the Soil and Crop Club. Heidi is known for never missing an opportunity to explain modern agriculture to the public. Heidi is excited to graduate and continue her career in agronomy and hopes to become a CCA, which is a Certified Crop Advisor. Please welcome Heidi.
I'm gonna have to take this off because I can't stand still when I talk. So, I'm glad that you guys could all make it out today. It's a beautiful day. How many of you are excited to be involved in agriculture in 2019? Yeah. Honorable judges, fellow queens, ladies and gentlemen, today I'm here to tell you why right now is a fantastic time to get involved in modern agriculture. Let's be real. 2019 was not the easiest season. It can also be depressing to scroll through Facebook and Twitter and see people bashing farmers. It seems that there's always new rules and regulations that we need to follow. And yet Canadian farmers continue to grow and flourish. It doesn't matter what part of the agricultural industry you're in. It seems there's a lot of improvements going on. You could be a cash cropper or a dairy farmer. Maybe you run an organic operation. Maybe you use Case IH equipment. Maybe you use John Deere. It doesn't matter. You love what you do. You work hard every day in and day out, rain or shine. You've learned to deal with the many stresses that happen on agriculture operations, such as high input costs, changing markets, and of course, the weather. I encourage you to pass on your knowledge and passion to the next generation so that they can learn from it and continue to help the agriculture industry grow. Over the past few days, my fellow contestants and I got to meet many amazing men and women working within the farming community here. They encouraged us to be motivated leaders and to be flexible. That was talked about a lot. They discussed many of the challenges that they faced during their careers, and they also talked about the many changes that have come into place. Technology has come so far, even just in my short 20-year lifespan. Just last week, I got to attend Canada's Outdoor Farm Show, and I saw DOT, which is an unmanned tractor, complete tasks successfully all by itself. It was mind-boggling. I couldn't believe it. So I would like to say thank you to all of you who have helped shape agriculture into the innovative industry that it is today. I know that the next generation will continue to make advancements, and I look forward to being a part of it. Thank you. I feel pretty good about it. The judges were very nice. The audience cheered for me. They laughed at my jokes, so I feel pretty good.
Because she is also so passionate about agriculture, she works part-time at a local dairy farm and has a garden on her family's hobby farm where she can grow her own food. She is most excited that the town that she was raised in, Furrow, is also hosting this year's International Plowing Match and Rural Expo. Please welcome Zoe.
Good morning, bonjour, Mino Gigijeb. My agriculture journey started 3.5 years ago when I started my high school co-op on a dairy farm. Although I come from a family with a farming background, I had never been fortunate enough to be surrounded by it. I was introduced to this lifestyle when I was 16 years old, and I am so fortunate to be part of this amazing industry. And none of it would have been possible without mentorship. Mentorship is a key strategy to ensure success in the farming industry. The mentor-mentee relationship is extremely powerful, especially in the field of agriculture. Young farmers need somebody with more experience to pass on their knowledge. Not all can be taught by simply explaining or demonstrating. Sometimes you need the tips and tricks from an expert. Everybody says the challenge to finding a good mentor is finding people who are willing to be there for the right reasons. In my personal experience, amazing mentors came into my life without me realizing how important their roles were going to be in my route to finding who I am. I started with complete motivation and relentless determination to succeed. If it wouldn't have been for mentoring, I wouldn't be here right now. I never would have known what a Queen of the Furrow is, and I wouldn't have learned all the amazing things I have since I was crowned. I consider this journey a defining milestone in my life. Comme j'ai dit auparavant, je crois qu'un corps au travail est un esprit au travail. C'est pourquoi il est important de toujours rester motivé lorsqu'on apprend de nouvelles choses. Il est facile de se décourager quand les choses ne vont pas comme on aimerait, mais il ne faut pas oublier que tout le monde fait des fautes. Par contre, on ne doit pas laisser nos fautes devenir des faillites et nous devons apprendre par nos erreurs. Voilà une des plusieurs choses que mes mentors m'ont appris. Il y a plusieurs gens ici que leur vie a été influencée par un mentor et autres gens ne le réalisent peut-être pas. Être à la recherche d'un mentor n'est pas facile. De trouver quelqu'un qu'on admire assez pour se bâtir une relation et ensuite faire l'échange de connaissances demande beaucoup de temps et de patience. Les mentors de nos vies sont des gens très spéciaux, dévoués et certainement appréciés. J'aime penser que je suis une jeune femme travaillante et accomplie, et cela est grâce aux habitudes que mes mentors m'ont transmises. À tous les gens qui m'ont aidé à devenir la jeune femme que je suis aujourd'hui, je vous remercie. I would like to add that here in West Nipissing, we have a very strong and prominent Aboriginal culture. We are standing and sitting on their land as we speak. The Anishinaabe people have a saying that they pass down to younger generations, and that is, Mino Bimadizwin. It means to live a good life. And I believe that ties in perfectly with my importance to mentorship. Thank you. Merci, Chimigwech.
I felt it went good. I went on stage with confidence, and I feel that I exuded that through the crowd. I'm very happy that I did in French and English, and I did recognize the Aboriginal people in the land we are standing on.
So our next contestant today is Maggie Robinson. Maggie is proud to be representing the Bruce County Plowmen's Association. A recent agricultural grad from the University of Guelph, Ridgetown campus, is proud to spend her time surrounded by agriculture. When Maggie isn't working for the township of Huron-Kinloss in the community service or caring for calves at Purist Dairy, she can be found riding and showing horses, attending a 4-H meeting, playing curling, or in the plow field with her family. Maggie has enjoyed every experience in her past year as Bruce County Queen of the Furrow and looks forward to a wonderful week at the International Plowing Match.
What is my favorite thing about the Ontario Plowmen's Association? My answer, the feeling of support and community. Judges, community members, friends, and family. My name is Maggie Robinson, the Bruce County Queen of the Furrow, and I would like to thank you today for showing up and showing your community-like support for me and my fellow Queen contestants. Let's take a trip back in history, but don't worry, there's no pop quiz afterwards. Let's rewind to 2006. This is when my dad decided that I could drive tractor in a pretty straight line and decided to teach me how to plow. Being a third-generation plower, I was proud to follow in my family footsteps. Once I started attending local plowing matches, I truly felt supported and welcomed at every match. In 2010, I competed in my very first International Plowing Match in Rural Expo. Held just outside St. Thomas is where I competed in the Saturday Junior Plow Day. I remember the support I got from my family. They all came out to watch me at some point during the day. And once I was done my land, my dad and I thought it was the best one yet. And apparently, so did everyone else, including the judges, as I was placed second in my class. My friends, family, and local Plowmen's Association was so proud of me, but I couldn't have done it without their support and teaching. In 2014, the International Plowing Match and Rural Expo was held in Simcoe County to congratulate my grandpa, Keith Robinson, for consecutively plowing in 65 IPMs all over Ontario. This event truly showed me what community meant. Plowmen were stepping up to help coach me and my brother, offer us extra tractor and plow outfits, and making sure that we had everything that we needed. In 2018, I decided to run for Bruce County Queen of the Furrow. Growing up, my family always told me that one day I would be standing on this stage giving this speech. One of my biggest supporters both in and out of the plowing community. I'm sorry, was my late grandmother, Fern Robinson. Since her passing, the women in the Ontario Plowmen's Association have truly stepped up to support me and always giving me a positive reassurance that she would be proud. In conclusion, I feel that without the compassionate support of the Ontario Plowmen's Association, I wouldn't be where I am today. I will always be grateful for my opportunities, past and present, both as a plowing competitor and as a Queen of the Furrow. So for me, being the Ontario Queen of the Furrow is so much more than just a sash and a pretty tiara. To me, it's representing an organization that I'm already so proud to be a part of. Thank you.
I think my speech went well. It was kind of explaining like my highlights through the past 10 years of being involved in the Ontario Plowmen's Association. So the main reason I ran for Bruce County Queen of the Furrow was in memory of my grandma. So the last little bit of my speech, I did get very emotional and I totally cried on stage, but besides that, it went really well.
When we return on Queen of the Furrow, it's time to crown a new queen.
I don't want to know. That's my replacement.
It's now the evening of the competition. It has moved to the Sturgeon Falls Recreation Center, where the 2019-2020 Queen of the Furrow will be crowned. After dinner, the final 5 contestants are introduced.
So ladies, the time has come. You all have done a wonderful and awesome job. We're all extremely proud of everything you've done. But before I announce the top 5, which I have in this envelope, and I don't even know what's in it, remember the experiences that you've done this weekend, or this week. It's something that you'll never forget. Please remember this as a stepping stone to the rest of your life. So let me open the envelope. Okay. Excellent. So, the judges have given me this piece of paper, and I'm just going to announce it as they have given it to me. So when you are announced, would you please come up and sit on the bench, the chair and the bench, please? That'd be great. So, one of our first top 5 winners is Grace Mullen from Essex. Gray Normandy gives us Anna Lennox. Samantha Reed represents Hastings County. Wellington County is represented by Heidi Frey. And our last top finalist comes from West Nipissing, East Sudbury, Zoe Kennedy.
Now each girl will have to answer an impromptu question from the NC's Stéphane LaRouche and Drew Ferris. Derica still remembers this moment like yesterday.
I remember when I was top 5, announcer top 5. I was the 5th one to be announced, and so I was like, oh great, I got top 5. And then I was like, oh no, I got top 5 because there is everyone there, right? It's all your relatives, all your friends are there, all the Plowmen's Association's there. So there's about 500, 600 people in the room, and you have no idea what the question is. And so they take you all away, and one by one, they take you out, and they each read the question. And so I was the last one, so my heart was just beating. And I'm going up, I get the question, and from there on, you either know it or not, and it's all just a blur.
First up is Grace Mullen from Essex County.
All right, it's time now. I'm going to read your topic for everyone to hear. Then I'm going to give you the envelope so you can read it in case you couldn't quite understand what I was saying. And they couldn't have made this a little bit easier for me to open. And it looks like very small print. Are you ready? Farmers are continuously embracing new tools and technologies in order to meet the demands of an ever-changing and growing population. In your opinion, what has been one of the most useful modern advancements in the agricultural industry in the last 20 years, and why? So take a moment, read that over. I'll give you a few seconds. I'm hearing the Jeopardy theme song.
In my opinion, the most useful modern advancement in the agriculture industry in the last 20 years would have to be the combine. I believe the combine is the most useful because it's the last part of the fall harvest, and you take off the crop that you worked year-round to get in the ground and to make sure that it is the most bountiful harvest you can possibly imagine. Thank you. Merci.
Miss Essex County, thank you very much for that.
Your question is, farmers are continuously embracing new tools and technologies in order to meet the demands of an ever-changing and growing population. In your opinion, what has been the most useful modern advancements in the agriculture industry in the last 20 years, and why? Give her a second to read it over, completely understand the question, and give her answer. Just let us know when you're ready. Okay.
Bonjour, merci pour la question. Over the last 20 years, we've seen such great innovations and new technology across our industry as a whole. But what I think is perhaps the most important and most effective new form of technology is certainly the invention of the internet and therefore the usage of social media. I think as our industry continues to change, the need to evolve and to meet the needs and the desires of our consumers is ever growing and each day more important. So by being able to speak with them and communicate with our consumers over social media, we're better able to respond to their ever-changing desires by responding to them and exactly what they want. Many consumers are learning more and have a higher desire to learn where their food is coming from and where their meat is raised. And by interacting with them over social media, we are best prepared to meet the needs of an ever-evolving industry across the province. Thank you.
Farmers are continuously embracing new tools and technologies in order to meet the demands of an ever-changing and growing population. In your opinion, what has been one of the most useful modern advancements in the agricultural industry in the last 20 years, and why? Let's take a peek at that. When you're ready.
Good evening, honorable judges, fellow queens, and guests. I think that the most popular modern advancement in agriculture is the GPSing systems that have been going into tractors. It is becoming very easier for farmers to be able to plant their crops and to be able to spray with more accuracy, which is saving them money and also getting better yields off their crops. And thank you.
Thank you very much. Please have a seat.
Farmers are continuously embracing new tools and technologies in order to meet the demands of an ever-changing and growing population. In your opinion, what has been the most useful modern advancements in the agricultural industry in the last 20 years, and why? We'll just give you a chance to read that over. Go ahead.
So I am very passionate about genetically modified crops, and anyone who knows me knows that about me. And I know that Roundup Ready corn came out a little over 20 years ago, I believe. But in the past few years, they've recently come out with now Extend soybeans and Enlist corn. So these are hybrids that are resistant to different chemicals besides Roundup. And I think that's great for modern agriculture because it allows us to diversify our toolbox and help be better for the environment and lower resistance. And that's definitely something that I think that we need to continue to advocate for because it's important that the public understands why we use these genetically modified crops and that we aren't using them to cheapen our operations, so to speak.
Farmers are continuously embracing new tools and technologies in order to meet the demands of an ever-changing and growing population. In your opinion, what's been the most useful modern advancement in the agricultural industry in the last 20 years, and why?
Donc, d'après moi, juste par mon expérience personnelle, je suis pas super diversifiée en agriculture. J'ai pas mal toujours resté dans mon petit coin. Je travaille sur une ferme laitière, Farming Farms à Cashby. Donc, juste par qu'est-ce que moi j'ai vu, à première main, ça serait des robots pour faire les vaches. Je trouve ça excellent. Ça nous aide beaucoup. Je trouve ça de vraiment évoluer l'industrie laitière en agriculture. I believe from my personal experience that what a tool that has evolved farming is milking robots for cows. Because I work on a dairy farm, they're excellent. I believe that they're very efficient. Thank you.
While the judges retired to make their decision, it was announced Samantha Reed from Hastings County had been named Miss Friendship, and scholarships were presented to Miranda McCollum from Elgin and Kendra Stanley from Ottawa Carleton. The plowing competition is worth 100 points towards winning the crown, and it was announced that 5th place went to Samantha Reed, 4th to Miranda McCollum, 3rd to Alyssa McDonald, 2nd to Amy Pinnenberg, and the top plowwoman was Grace Mullins from Essex County. As is the tradition each year, the reigning queen gets to say thank you and goodbye to the Plowmen's Association.
Well, hello everyone, and thank you so much for joining us at the Celebration of Excellence dinner. My name is Derek Anada, and I'm your Ontario Queen of the Furrow for the next 2 minutes. Woohoo! So first off, what a week! I know everyone talks about the weather, but how did we get so lucky? When I was up here 2 weeks ago for Media Day, it was supposed to be 20 degrees as well, so I left my house in basically just a t-shirt and made my way up and realized it was raining and cold. And so when I saw that this week was supposed to be 20 degrees, I packed my rain boots and my winter jacket, but I'm happy I didn't need it. So I'd like to start off by saying a huge congratulations to everyone who worked so hard over the past years planning for the IPM, including the Ontario Plowmen's Association and of course the entire IPM committee. It has been such a pleasure getting to work with all of you this year, and you should all be very proud of yourselves and look what you've all created. I would also like to thank all our sponsors, volunteers, and partners who have all made this match a very successful one. Finally, I would also like to thank finally, it wouldn't be called the International Plowing Match and Rural Expo without all our plowers. It has truly been so great getting to meet all of you throughout the year at various events and plowing events. Every time I'm out there in the fields watching you all, I think, it doesn't look that hard. I think I could do it. That was until yesterday when I actually plowed here at the IPM, and well, long story short, I needed 5 plow coaches, and I had to redo my split. So, it's a good thing I already won at that point. My year as Ontario Queen of the Furrow has honestly been one of the best years of my life. Traveling all around Ontario promoting the OPA as well as the IPM has given me the opportunity to experience and see so many things that I otherwise would not have been able to do. Not only can I truly say, yeah, I do know where that intersection you call a town is, but I've honestly turned into such a better version of myself, which is something I'll always be very thankful of. This week, I've been asked the same question over and over and over again, and that was, what has the highlight been of your year? And honestly, every time I think of this, I think, I don't know, everything? And I think the reason why I think that everything has been so great is because I've been able to be with all of you guys. It's honestly been, my favorite part is getting to meet every single one of you, and you guys have all made this experience just so great. And I would honestly cherish these friendships forever. Oh, no, it's coming. I would like to thank the Oxford County Plowing Association for not only providing me with this opportunity at the local level, but also supporting me and believing in me the entire way. As well as special thank you to the IPM Queen of the Furrow Committee for organizing this event for the Queens and letting them all experience what West Nipissing has to offer. Also, a very special thank you for being very accommodating whenever I was up in the north. I really enjoyed eating dinners by the lake, hiking through the woods for blueberries, and fishing in Lake Nipissing. To the next Ontario Queen of the Furrow, get ready for the time of your life. I'll leave you with 3 pieces of advice. The first, plowing matches are in the middle of nowhere, so use a GPS, and when that fails, just keep going up and down the road until you find someone or someone finds you. Number 2, when you take your car for an oil change, make sure you turn on the headlights back to automatic because you might just have to drive the president home, and although the lights look a little, on, you might not see the concrete block right in front of the gas station, and you might send your car flying through it. Oh, and did I mention Sheila told me 4 minutes before this happened that I was a good driver. And the third is, this opportunity will truly open so many doors for you. Say yes to every opportunity and enjoy every moment because soon enough, you too will be standing here. It has truly been such an honor working with you all this year, and I will forever be so proud to be a part of this amazing organization. Thank you so much.
Then, the big moment. A second can feel like a minute as each girl waits to hear their name called.
Oh my goodness, so how it works is they announce the second runner-up, and then they announce the first runner-up, and then of course the Ontario Queen, and so they had announced the third and second place, and of course I'm like, well, I either made it or didn't, and I honestly didn't think I made it, and so I was just like, oh, I wonder who it is, and then they said my name, and I was like, oh my goodness, like, this is happening right now, this is exactly what I wanted, and it was just such a shock.
I'm not looking. I don't want to know. That's my replacement.
So I will announce our second runner-up, our first runner-up, and then our winner. Yeah. So our second runner-up is from West Nipissing, East Sudbury, Zoe Wilkerson. Our first runner-up is from Grey Normandy, Anna Lennox. And our new Ontario Queen of the Furrow 2019-2020 is Heidi Frey from Wellington.
A year-long journey comes to an end as the girls congratulate Heidi for winning the crown. There are a few tears, but more importantly, there are memories these girls will have for the rest of their lives.
Honestly, this is probably one of the best things I've done. I've gained a lot of skills in public speaking, like greater communication and just making conversations with anyone, and especially plowing too. That's the point of this competition, and I definitely improved on that.
From this Queen of the Furrow experience, it's been amazing. From the minute I became Queen of the Furrow, I jumped right in, and I had an amazing association behind me, and they enabled me to visit many other places, meet new friends, gain many more skills, and become more of a leader and comfortable and more confident in myself.
I feel it's been great. I'm very proud of myself. I've accomplished so much, so many new opportunities for me, and yeah, I'm very proud. A lot of important takeaways from this experience.
It feels amazing. I can't believe they chose me out of the other girls. There were some amazing women that I was competing against, and I know they're all going to do very well. The Ontario Plowmen's Association is a very good organization to be representing, and I'm just so honored to be chosen.